All right, Grant, pre-show shenanigans on this wonderful episode. So this is the spring break period for a lot of academics, a lot of children,
I
some
want to
adults
say
too.
shout out to just universities across the country for being like, we should line up a lot of these spring breaks with the start of March Madness.
Yeah.
So I just want to
Hey,
just a
little
quick
round of
shout out
applause. Round of
to
applause. Finger
different
snaps.
academic schedulers out there. I don't know what the
Yeah.
term is.
But uh, it's essentially a wrap now. I think this past week was it for the most part. I feel like it's a little bit too late now for a lot of other people's spring
Yeah, I
breaks.
feel like if
I
you
think
just
this
started
was just
spring break in
yeah.
college, you just expose yourself on the quarter system.
Well, no, actually, the quarter system was last week. I know that for a fact. Same
Oh,
as my break, though. Now, here's the thing, Grant. This is where we segue into the true pre-show. Um, everybody knows right now there's been a lot of issues with TSA. The lines have been super long. The road has been super long. Just got fixed. So thank you all TSA people out there. But nobody's thinking about the airlines themselves. And for today's pre-show, Grant, you can join in with this, although I am a little bit more experienced as a traveler than you are. We will be ranking the worst airlines in America today. Uh, by and without a doubt, in my mind,
okay.
American Airlines is the worst airline on the planet, in the galaxy.
Okay. Now this
Worst thing
is,
possible.
this could be a quick exercise as not a frequent flyer myself. I'll expose myself now. Not a frequent flyer. I feel like most people believe United is the worst.
I have
Like
heard that. Now I will say
I
this.
feel like I hear that a lot.
Now, Grant, on this spring break, I took three different airlines. You know the old BuzzFeed thing where there is like the food episodes. They're like, we tried
Worth
three
it?
dishes at three different price points. That's
Oh,
quite literally what I did. But I flew on three different airlines. I flew on Delta, United, and American. I flew on all three of them.
now
They're,
Delta's usually considered the best.
Delta, by far and away, was the best. It was Moneyball, where it was, there's this and this, then a pile of shit, and then us. Delta's way above the pile of shit. The pile of shit is then where American
So in this
Airlines is.
scenario, they re-signed Jason Giambi
Yes.
for
Yeah,
Delta. Is what you're saying.
they did. Yes, they did.
Okay.
They did. American Airlines is playing with Moneyball right now. But yeah, I just like by far and away, every time like United, I was delayed, but I still made my layover connection. I had to run, but I made it. All right. I did sit on the tarmac for 45 minutes, but I made it. American Airlines, it got delayed like three times. And then my second flight then got delayed again. I ended up not getting home until 2:30 in the morning.
Okay. Would you say the main issue is the delays here?
Delays, maintenance,
Okay.
everything
Okay.
in between.
Okay. I want to quickly just harp on
I will
the
also
literal
I will also
experience
add
from takeoff to landing on each
okay, if you're
airline.
going the in between,
Just the
Delta
literal flight itself.
Delta and United both have screens. So that's the first plus. American
Okay.
Airlines has no screens. You have to do it on like your phone
Okay.
or laptop, I guess. Uh, Delta and United also the passengers are a little bit more considerate on both of those.
Okay. So
United is
it
a
could
little
be
bit less than America than Delta because United I had to make my connection and they still all got off simultaneously and did not listen to the crew being like we have a lot of connections. American was all man's fight for yourself and get off the plane.
it's a free for all.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
elbows have to be thrown.
yeah. I will say I'm thinking back to this is literally an experience, and to paint this picture even more harshly, this is as I'm leaving New Orleans
Okay, so this
post
is a while
Mardi
ago.
Gras.
Yeah,
As I am leaving New Orleans, so first let's key in on that detail. This is post Mardi Gras, senior year for Everett and I.
fun
So
had been had.
this is that Monday
Yeah, Lundy
going
Gras.
to the airport. Yeah,
Yeah,
Monday
Lu-
Gras. Lundy Gras.
Lundy Gras.
What'd you just
Mardi
say?
Gras.
Lundy Gras.
Lundy Gras is the day before Mardi Gras, but yeah.
Okay, so I'm on my way to depart here, and we did not sleep.
This was
Go-
after Tequila Sunrise, so it was Tuesday actually, because we stayed up for Tequila Sunrise.
Oh yeah, this could have actually been on
It
Tuesday,
was
but
Tuesday.
this is already a struggle in its own right. Getting to this airport on time, so that's already a struggle. But this was also the first time I ever flew on a Southwest flight. Now I have heard that recently Southwest has decided to abandon their barbaric ways, but at this time, ever I was unaware of how Southwest planes were boarded. I was just
Small issue
completely
there.
aloof to the concept of Southwest and the shock the shock in my mind when I walk onto this plane. I'm sitting there, I see some number saying like 36 or something. I don't know. There's some number on it. I'm thinking that's row. So I'm like walking there. I'm like, yo, where the hell am I supposed to go? Looking around, flight not a yeah, a flight attendant sees my dumbass, just no idea what's going on. The guy literally grabbed me by my elbow. I'll never forget. Grabbed me by my elbow and manually placed me in a middle seat and was just like, he literally said, enjoy. I'll never forget. And when he sat me down right there in the middle, at that point, I realized what flight I was on. At that point, everything, every TikTok I had seen, everything just entered my brain. I'm like, oh my God, I'm on the free for all airplane. I'm on the free for all. But the shock that went through my body, Everett, when that guy elbowed my ass, okay? That's the verb I'm using. He elbowed me.
He took
okay?
he took the weenus. He took the weenus
Sure.
by the hand.
Like a full eagle claw Jameer Gibbs grasp, okay? Full on took me. I'm just like, what is going on? And then he placed me in the middle. Thank goodness I was so unbelievably tired and was just out like a light like Drake.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Was it a nonstop flight or did it have a layover? Because you had a layover.
It was
on the way
nonstop.
in.
It was
Okay,
nonstop.
okay, because that's also important. I will say
it was nonstop.
I will say I've been aware of that, and it's the same on Spirit. And I flew to Las Vegas on Spirit. Somehow, this tells you enough.
That
Somehow,
sounds like a danger.
from New Orleans to Las Vegas on Spirit
That sounds
Airlines.
like both a physical and spiritual hazard. Okay,
but somehow that flight was better than the one on American that I just took. American Airlines to this day, I refuse. I would rather fly Southwest in the barbaric ways free for all than American Airlines because at least you get to your place on time. At least you get to your place on time because all the other amenities are essentially the same thing. I would take Frontier over American Airlines.
Okay, yeah. Now
Sun Country.
I've never been on a Frontier flight.
Virgin Airlines, if it was still a thing.
Now I feel like there was a time period where all the talk about airplanes was Virgin Airlines and how it's like you show up to board, you got like 3 people personally escorting you to your seat and wiping your ass on the way with it. Like just the most over the top service. Were they bought by Delta? Right?
I think they were bought
and
by
that just adds up to
American.
no.
I gotta check. I don't know. I never flew Virgin.
Did they kill that airline? Yeah, I never did either. So I can't personally attest to this potential.
Alaska Air. That makes sense. Alaska Air.
I feel like they have a middle of the ground reputation.
I like them more than American.
Okay.
I think you could tell me any airline, I'd be like it more than American Airlines.
Now, I'll be honest, I'm going to Japan soon.
Okay.
And
don't take American Airlines.
Part of the Japan trip, on the way there, it's nothing lit, but on the way back, I'm pretty sure I'm flying business class in like Air Japan or something. So I just quickly had to Google what it looked like. Everett, this business class flight back might be like the 4th coolest thing of this trip.
So
I'm so excited.
It will be vlogged for the Waterboy experience.
Well, I'm also just thinking right now we could just pose this to the Waterboy audience. Like I'm obviously doing a lot of Shohei stuff. I'm gonna land instantly. I'm just counting the Shohei faces. How many Shohei faces do I see in the Tokyo International Airport when I land? So that's already
It's going to be
there.
a one of those fast cut TikToks where it's like just every time you see it, you have a video zooming in.
But I'm thinking of additional content to make there, and so I'm kind of picking between just like 7-Eleven food halls and then a legit Japanese Pokemon authentic pack opening.
You could do both simultaneously.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of the ideas now.
Why
I'm
not
thinking of the
10x it
ideas.
and just max it out and do both at the same time?
Okay, we could look
You
into
can have
that.
somebody feeding you for the 7-Eleven foods while you're shuffling through the cards.
Yeah, I will promptly stock up on all of my Japanese Dodger apparel very shortly, very soon. Got to restock
That is the
up.
one thing you could wear an LA Dodgers anything and you'll have a talking point for a lot of people out there.
I've heard from some people that I know that have been to Japan recently that if you just wear a Dodger, it doesn't need to be Otani, Yamamoto, Roki. Like if you just wear something with the Dodgers, you're in Japan, and then you tell them you're from Los Angeles, like that's a 10-minute conversation where probably not much is being exchanged other than like Otani, me, love, Shohei. You just keep repeating these motions over and over.
You can do Yamamoto's pitch motion. They probably with that.
I'm just thinking of so many different things, and also I will have somebody to help me. My cousin who used to live in Japan, he will be there to help in some scenarios. But I'm thinking right now of the different content, the different Waterboy content that could be made.
A lot of possibilities.
There's a lot. But yeah, that was quite the airline discussion there. I will say though,
I'll just do my top 5 airlines real quick. Though we can do the top 5.
Yeah,
we can just do the top 5. And we're talking. These are not international flights. This is United States domestic only. So not counting Singapore Air, not counting the Emirates Air, the bougie brands that.
Okay, and this could be an all encapsulating.
This is everything. This is everything.
Every aspect.
In my mind, this is how much will you enjoy your trip on this vessel.
And by trip, we mean from when you start driving to that airport to when you get back home.
Yes, and that could include when you get off of the bus that American Airlines sometimes make you 100%. Take. And you can pay for an airline ticket with American, and you can end up taking a bus instead. So
I will say, as you bring this up, LAX, specifically LAX, one reason why I would shoot United up the rankings is that there is a secret little side gate where you can just skip terminals 1 through 6 and just go pick up at United. Because of that, now this LAX bias, that might be up my rankings, but I don't want to put too much food on your plate before you do this ranking. So let's just hear it.
Okay, so here we're gonna do a base, just general, all included. All right.
Okay.
Delta's number 1 by far.
Okay.
That probably, if you're listening, probably says a lot about me. I say Delta. Okay. I also fly from areas that it's heavily Delta operated. Delta's 1. I will say United Airlines is probably the number 2 on that list.
Wow. Okay.
Probably the number 2.
Okay.
3. I'm going to put Hawaiian Airlines, Grant, at number 3.
Okay.
Hawaiian Airlines, extremely underrated. I always have a pleasurable experience when I'm on Hawaiian Airlines.
I can firsthand attest that they do say aloha to you as you enter that plane, no matter where your destination is. So,
but Hawaiian Airlines will be my 3. Alaskan Airlines will be my 4.
Okay.
Also, very pleasurable experience, similar to Hawaiian Airlines. And then my 5, Grant, the 5th seed on this.
I think we know what it is.
Well, no, they're not making the list. It's Sun Country.
Wow.
It's Sun Country. Sun Country will be my number 5.
I have
and
never
I
heard
say
of
that because it's a Minneapolis-based brand, but we did use that for a lot of our travel for football. And on top of that, they're literally the same thing as American, except they just don't get delayed. All the stuff that is on the plane
Owned by
is
American?
exactly no, it's not owned by American, but like there's no TVs. It's the same setup. It's literally you took a plane that American has it and recolored it and stuck it back down on the ground. The difference is I've never been delayed or anything on Sun Country. I hate American Airlines.
I will say, just real quick, as a non-frequent flyer myself,
I would also like to lobby out Canadian Air, but that's not as domestic. So
I'm thinking to a flight recently, like specifically Hawaii, where I remember there was a screen. So I think it may have been like a Delta flight or something on the way back. There was a screen involved, but when the free Wi-Fi is available, for me personally, I'm like, oh my God, I get to just sit on Twitter for 3 hours. Like this is exhilarating.
Yeah.
But like for me, like if you have a Wi-Fi option, I also, growing up, I used to be team, like I'm never paying $5 for Wi-Fi. I have now matured to the point in my life where I'm like, oh, you're telling me it's just $5 to use Twitter for this 4-hour flight? That is the most worth it $5 I could ever think of in my life.
Like, or I'm miles. Sometimes they give you like miles and you can use miles.
Okay.
Like United gives you an option to pay with miles.
I'm now just on the side that like, okay, yeah, $5 is nothing just so I could be on my phone. But like, do you really think the screens are like that big of a selling point for people still?
Well, let me say this. Well, okay. Let me clarify.
If Wi-Fi,
American Airlines and stuff, like you have a screen option where they have entertainment and you can watch it. It just has to be on your phone or laptop. It's not a screen in the back of the seat. So you have to use your personal device to watch what they supply you through their Wi-Fi service. So you connect to the Wi-Fi, even if you don't pay for the Wi-Fi, just because you're on the Wi-Fi, you can stream it. And this is the difference, Grant. If I do that, either one, I have to have the tray table down to have it on my laptop or I have to have it on my phone. If I do that, Grant, I can't go on my phone to look at other stuff that's going on.
I see.
And
okay,
also, on top of that, like I like being able to track the flight and stuff on the screen. And there's a lot of different options. It's just easier for convenience. You know, like there's a lot of things. And some Delta flights have the same situation where you have to go, like, you know, United flights too, you have to use your phone. But like for convenience sake, it is a little bit more of a selling point. It's not like the end all be all. Honestly, that's more so like, am I going to miss my layover because this flight got delayed 45 minutes because they were doing some stupid shit?
Yeah, I'd say that's a slightly bigger concern.
But I also like, I think the seating and stuff is just nicer on the other planes too. Just that. But
okay.
All right.
Yeah, I mean that was a full-on debate right there.
What a pre-show.
But all right, without further ado, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Waterboy Podcast. Today is episode 377.
I believe so. I think
it is 377. And wow, what a weekend of sports. MLB opening weekend wrapped up. The Final Four is officially set. And then our favorite thing every single year in the NFL. I don't know why they do this, but it's for us. All the NFL coaches met today and took their annual group photo together.
Yes.
So a lot to unpack on this great Monday night. But without further ado, I think we may want to start with the coach picture. This one I thought was an all-time coach picture.
This was a pretty good one.
One of my favorite aspects of this specific picture this year was the order and placement of coaches, and looking at who's sitting or standing next to each other, who is like really not involved or what it seems, and trying to kind of understand these coach relationships with each other. So, you know, starting off, I'm drawn to it. They're right in the middle. My coach is involved. Both the Harbaughs in the middle. Now, this is something I heard from a clip recently online. I believe it's the PMT guys talking to John Harbaugh, asking like, oh, did you explore, you know, maybe doing like media for a little bit, maybe like broadcasting or anything. And John Harbaugh pretty much said, I thought about it for 10 seconds and then immediately went back to coaching. And his main reason was, I can't leave John by himself at those coach meetings. I know nobody wants to talk to him, so it'd be really mean if I left him alone. So that was the main reason he said. But I think that is just so unbelievably true. If we can just zoom in real quick on the body posture of LaFleur next to Harbaugh.
Well, just a little wrinkle on top of this.
They're keeping their distance. Okay.
Just a little wrinkle. Yeah. There's some shoulder separation there. But Grant, they stuck the Harbaughs next to each other, and they stuck the LaFleurs right next to them, next to each other. They got the two sets of brothers next to each other.
I did not.
Oh yeah, no, I don't blame you. When you see Mike LaFleur, you're like, who the fuck is that?
What a haircut.
That is Mike LaFleur. I don't know what that haircut is, but
maybe a little Jimmy Neutron. I'm not entirely sure what I'm looking at.
It's like he asked for a 0 on the sides, and then was like, give me the faux from like the 2000s.
Also, just going over one more seat. Dude, Joe Brady's a giant. Holy shit. This guy's massive. Why is he just
he's like double the size of Mike LaFleur.
Like specifically
he looks like
the shoulders.
He ate Mike LaFleur. Like that's what this looks like.
He's hunched over and like not even sitting up straight.
It looks like it looks like
Look at Stefanski next to him.
Stefanski looks like concerned. He looks like he's like, what the fuck is next to me?
Oh my god! Look at Ben Johnson's hands, just all postured up. He looks like he's in a third grade picture right there.
He also looks like he's ready to like kill somebody.
Johnson?
That's Clint Kubiak.
Clint Kubiak.
Clint Kubiak looks pissed off to be there, and Ben Johnson looks like when you try to dress up your kid for picture day, and it's just like, please stop fucking touching me.
Also looks pissed off that he's wearing a long sleeve shirt.
I think that he looks like he's pissed off that he's next to Ben Johnson. That's the vibe I got.
Beefs with them?
I mean, Clint worked for the Vikings for a couple years.
We got 3 coaches in between the biggest coach beef in the NFL last year, LaFleur and Ben Johnson. Do we think those 3? So little LaFleur.
That's why Joe Brady's there. That's why Joe Brady is the security here.
Kevin Stefanski.
Joe Brady's the security here. Joe Brady is.
Could they break it up though? I don't know.
I mean, see, Ben Johnson's giving me a little bit of that CTE Cam Scatabo vibe, where he could like ram his head into a brick wall a couple times and like still be like, all right, I'm gonna go. So not entirely sure.
Ooh, this is actually important. I didn't think about this. I'm gonna look at the number of buttons buttoned on these polo shirts.
Just real quick, so the first shirt to do. Go look at Fat Carthy, please. Just far left. Just start with that. Start there and work back.
Now, why is he wearing like a Dallas Cowboy?
It kind of looks like a Komodo.
It kind of looks like a bit of a Dallas Cowboys.
Why is there a white line down the middle like that?
That's giving me Cowboys right
also,
there.
Why does Liam Cohen look like he's from Napoleon Dynamite?
Well, Liam Cohen, he looks like he just showed up.
He's got the white shirt tucked into the jean pants. It's Napoleon
He looks like
Dynamite.
He showed up to a media interview. He looks like he just showed up to a Fox Sports analyst interview. He does. Also, is he the only coach? No, my coach is wearing sunglasses. But Harbaugh's sunglasses, you could tell that's a prescription transition. That's not for style. He's just wearing his glasses and they become sunglasses. Liam Cohen, oh, he's doing that for the look. He's wearing those sunglasses.
Oh, no, that's a planned fit. That's a planned fit.
Yeah. He is aware that
out of all of these coaches here, though, who's the drippiest? Because I think Liam Cohen, like that was kind of part of his plan here, a little bit of drip. Andy Reid, obviously Hawaiian shirt, like that's planned there. Like he had that shirt selected for the past 12 months.
I also feel like Andy Reid has worn a variation of that Hawaiian print. Now it's not the same color, but it's that Hawaiian print. I think he's done that for the past 20 years.
It's also funny. Zach Taylor next to him he's just happy to be here. He's like, I'm happy to be here.
Okay, now as you bring up Andy Reid, why does Shanahan right next to Andy Reid look like he's really trying to like pop here? Like if you just look at
he's standing next to Robert Saleh. That's why.
Offset.
Because if he
he's
stood the other way, he'd be standing in front of Robert Sala, and
now. Do you
that's
see
not playing.
Shanahan? Do you see how his right shoulder, our left, how that is popping out further than the other shoulder?
Yeah,
Even
he's
though he's
standing away.
on the right side, it should be
But
flipped.
Robert Sala is kind of doing the same thing opposite way. He's in front of
Robert
Dan
is
Quinn.
straight up squaring the cam. Okay, Robert Sala is straight up squaring the cam right there.
Also, real quick,
Sirianni, dude.
They did Sirianni so bad.
Dirty.
They did him
Dude,
so dirty.
That's just mean,
Bitch just
guys.
got out.
He's probably
That's
been
just got
working
out.
on that for like years. Like specifically not tucked in. Hell no. He'd expose himself so hard.
Yeah, see,
tucked
no,
in
that's
that
where.
shirt.
Why is Mike McCarthy holding his hands like that? Can somebody explain? Why is he nervous? Like, I don't.
Yeah, like, so I wanted to go over hands as well. So like Liam Cohen, that's like a classic position right there. Robert Sala's also doing the same thing. Sirianni, it looks kind of awkward, but he gets a pass because like you could tell Nick Sirianni is not trying to look good. Like he looks awkward, which is what you should be looking as an NFL. You should look awkward in this picture. If you look comfortable, now we have a concern. Is this guy in it? Like,
So here's my next. Here's my next question. Here's my next question. Okay, so they have the Harbaughs.
Clint Kubiak's just facing out.
They have the Harbaughs right next to Mike McDonald. So like that's John's guy. That's John's guy. But why?
Where the hell is Jesse?
Jesse Minter's all the way on the left side, stuck next to Aaron Glenn. So
oh my God!
Is there beef? Why is he separate? Because also Shanahan.
Is Jesse the only? Oh, okay.
Shanahan's right next to Sala, and that's his boy.
Okay, we may need to look into this. The coach is wearing jeans. You probably shouldn't wear jeans to this.
I think there's more majority jeans here, though.
Minter's wearing jeans. Okay, those are jeans.
I think in the first row, there's only one guy wearing shorts, and that's Sean Payton. Everybody else is wearing pants.
Now the shorts I'm fine with, and a lot of that's because Andy Reid reps it, and like because he does it, it's fine.
There's some chinos, I guess, some khakis.
It might need. Oh my God, is it only the former Super Bowl winning coaches who are wearing shorts?
No, Mike McDonald's not.
Oh shit! But he like
neither is Fat Carthy. Fat Carthy's not.
Shorts? Oh, shoot. Oh my God. Yeah, you can't even see, but there's no dude. Mike Fat Carthy is not showing his knees to anybody. Hell no. He has pride. No. So yeah, okay. If we're just going real quick back to the question. Best dressed. I
do think you have to give it to Andy Reid, and second place is Liam Cohen.
I'm thinking also just how they look in it. Like Liam Cohen and David Canales looks like he's supposed to be there.
Oh yeah, no, he's repping it real nice. He's repping it real nice.
Now also this is something to note is Harbaugh, and I'm not even sure if Aaron, but I'm going to assume Aaron Glenn's wearing a Jets. Are the two New York coaches the only coaches wearing team memorabilia?
The New York coaches? Hold on, I'm trying to get this side picture here. I have a secondary angle that I'm trying to see here. Hold on. Grant, we have something new. Something new has hit the timeline. We have a GM's picture. We have a GM's variation of this picture.
What?
We're gonna have to move on.
Can you DM this to me?
Yeah, I'm sending it to you. We have a GM's iteration of this. Yeah, this is. There's more to go over here. There's certainly more in this one to analyze.
Okay, we're gonna have to dive into these GMs right now. I just want to say, whoa, who is top right?
That is Gladstone, the Jaguars.
Sweatshirt under the blaze, dude. That is crazy.
That guy owns the drip of the weekend.
That is a crazy.
Oh, he was sweating. By the way, you have to be sweating balls.
That's a heinous outfit for this meeting.
But he's got the swag. Hey, I'm the young guy coming in
here. I'm gonna struggle with 99% of all these names, but I'm gonna say our three bottom lefts, they're all looking great. all
Just
looking
go by
great.
team, Grant. Team might be a little bit
I
easier.
can't really pick out the teams here.
That
So,
that middle one on that left side, those three, the middle one's
the
Bean.
checkered jacket.
He's Bills.
Okay. Okay.
Above him, I think, is Colts. I'm like, also, this is a weird angle for the picture. It's kind of hard to see some people.
Yeah, no, this isn't the official. This is the mom at picture day who's off to the side taking pictures of the
documenting it.
That's what this picture is.
Let's just go by just general analysis. Don't even know names or teams or whatever, because I'm gonna be honest. There's a 90% chance anybody listening to this or watching this or looks at this photo.
I'll start with this. Just a stark contrast in both pictures. We see significantly more sunglasses here. And makes me think this shit impromptu. This was not planned.
This is the first time we've seen
this. We're just
I will also say these guys, no shorts. No shorts here.
Can you trust a GM who wears shorts?
I honestly would trust them more.
Really? Really?
I would be like, that guy. Or? That guy is. It's just like, I'm here. I'm chill. Like we're gonna get along. He's a chill guy.
I feel like I need my GM in a collar. I feel like I need him in a collar.
Oh, I didn't say not a collar. He could wear shorts and a collar like you're going golfing. Like it's still there.
I'm looking across. I feel like there's an interesting selection between the button-down short sleeve versus a polo shirt. So I'm looking at our guy third to the right on the bottom. No idea who he is, but I think it's just a bold move going with the black button-down on that day. I think it's a bold
move. That's a very bold move, Cotton.
And also looking at the guys
long
in
sleeves
suits,
is pretty tough.
I am just not a fan of the polo under the suit. Is our third guy on the bottom left? Is that a polo shirt or a dress shirt? I can't really.
That looks like a polo shirt, Grant.
That looks like a polo shirt. And that's not the look.
I mean, you can see two identifiable guys here. You got John Lynch and Howie Roseman right next to each other. John Lynch is in that black polo shirt right underneath where the light is
in center, correct?
In the center, like left center, and then right next to him in the blue blazer, you got Howie. Howie was going for style points here, for sure.
Is that Jeff Saturday next to Howie? Who is that?
No, I am unaware of who that is. Far right though, almost looks like Kyle Brandt, but to the left side is Andrew Barry, the GM of the Browns.
Now, I will say the guy next to Howie on the right with the really tight polo shirt, now that's a guy I can trust. That guy
might want to go up in a size, though. He needs. That's a guy. He has not worn a polo shirt.
But I don't think he gives a shit, Everett.
No, he clearly does not.
I don't think he cares, and that's why I trust him. Because I don't think he cares at all how he looks.
Oh, no, not in the slightest.
I feel like so I see one Q-zip. I think we only have one Q-zip. Now, that would have been way more acceptable for this. If we saw a 30% Q-zips for this picture, that would have fully been in bounds, fully would have been allowed.
Now, Grant, I believe we're missing about 6 teams on this GM photo as well.
Yeah, this doesn't look like as full of a picture as the last one. I was also hoping we were going to get one coach / GM in there, but I don't think there is any right now.
That's Bill O'Brien. We should have gone back, or Bill Belichick.
Yeah, for a second I was like, wait.
That would have been real funny if we
is anyone in both,
one.
And did they change outfits? If they did, you're on the chopping block.
Honestly, I kind of would have fucked with that more if they specifically changed.
No, they can't care about
what if it was Andy? But what if it was Andy Reid and he changed to a different Hawaiian shirt?
Now that's completely fine because I know that wouldn't be his decision. I know somebody else would have told him.
Gone and told him to do that.
Change. So I would have been fine with that. Like if Sean Payton is doing it, like I know he came up with that idea. Okay.
Oh yeah, he certainly did. Certainly did.
So like that's where the foul is really.
We're also I saw some picture going back to this coach's picture. Somebody in here has. I'm just looking at their shoes. The difference in the shoe game, Grant, is Crazy.
So many
In
pairs of
selections.
white shoes.
Lots of pairs of white shoes.
Both coaches and GMs.
But there's a very stark difference. I want you to specifically go and look, Grant, at there's a side picture here that I'm going to send you so you can see the logos. The Harbaughs, Grant, very, very different shoe game between the Harbaughs.
Now, I will say John Harbaugh is shooting up the rankings of football guy because he is doing the cardinal sin of loafers. He's got White Sox black shoes, and I don't think he gives a shit. I don't think he cares the slightest bit.
And then next to him, he's got that, and then Jim, he's got the Chargers Nike runners on.
Now that's fine if my Harbaugh was in New Balances, boy, that would have been so big. That would have been so big for the culture, but he didn't pull up in the NBs. That would have been massive, though.
I think they've got some Vans in here, too. I think there's some Vans
I feel like of all subgroup of Americans, this group of NFL coaches should be the highest percentage of New Balance wearers across the country. I feel like they need to be an 80% New Balance group. They have to be.
Now, Grant, I think Andy Reid is repping shorts. I can see his feet behind Stefanski and Joe Brady in this picture.
I'm so positive he's wearing shorts. It is
looking like he is wearing white runners, Grant. He is wearing white runners.
I just know he has okay. Let me rephrase this because I was about to say I know he has the craziest New Balance collection, and you're probably thinking like a full walk-in closet of 100 pairs of New Balances. That's not what I mean. I think Andy Reid has like three pairs of New Balances in his closet that he has been wearing since Donovan McNabb was his quarterback. Okay, he has been wearing these same 3 pairs of NBs. Yeah, since McNabb was his Q. But like that's the epitome of football guy right there. New Balance. A new thing to monitor. This is just a new trend. Zyn cans in the pocket. We should try to see how many we can find. I feel like most of the coaches are going to be slightly aware. I think of all these coaches, most likely to specifically go out of their way to keep the tin in the pocket.
Where's Dan Campbell?
I was thinking Dan Campbell and Vrabes immediately would go out of their way to let people see that. Now, Vrabel, you can't see anything. Vrabel's sitting so alpha, dude. Oh my God! Look at Halfley right next to Vrabel. Oh my, he looks like he just got called up in a youth baseball league, and he's just playing up on the older team.
Todd Bowles looks like the dad of the group right here in the back middle. Oversized sweater, larger build. He's got the sunglasses hanging from the middle of his collar, sleeve polo.
That detail, I believe he is the only coach with the glasses hanging. Now that he Insta +10 or
also Jim
Insta
Jim Grant, Jim Harbaugh is the only one with sunglasses on.
No. We just went over this, and Cohen.
Oh, and Cohen.
But Harbaugh's are prescription transition lenses.
That's right. You said that. You said that.
He kept those things on.
That's for the fit. Yeah, that's for the fit. That's for the fit.
Yeah.
I was sitting here and I was thinking, do you think it's ever funny where it's like Robert Saleh two years ago was in the picture and he wasn't last year and he's like, good to see you guys, I'm back. How was last year?
I think for Robert Saleh, he can re-show up at this and be like, all right, I'm back, fellas, and no one really, everyone's like, yeah, all right, it's about time.
Mike
just
McCarthy.
Because he was like a hot, like any of those coaches would have gladly taken Saleh as their DC.
And then there's Mike Fat Carthy, and it's just like, how the fuck are you back again? Dude, he ate all the buffet last time. Yeah. We can't keep having him back.
He ate Jason Garrett. He just started eating coaches, and he's back. So
he's like the Blob, dude. He won't stop. He won't stop.
Yeah, literally, he's the Blob from Monsters Inc. I don't even know if that guy eats everyone, but yeah, he's Kirby. Okay, he's Kirby. But yeah, okay.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's gonna wrap up all these. I will say, alpha posture from both. You know what? Just these three in a row here. Alpha postures from D'Amico, Steikens, and KOC right there. They seem like I know what I'm here to do. I'm here to make fun of the Packers. We're trying to ban the tush push again, and then I'm leaving. Like they seem like they're there on a purpose, and they're
They have
out.
a mission.
So yeah, no, they have a specific agenda that they have to complete, and this picture is like step 5.
They also did KOC dirty, not letting him have his hat on in the picture. But
well, I was gonna say KOC and Steichen, they both actually shoot up my rankings for the hair situation, and they just seem like they don't give a shit. They like specifically
they do both wear hats, everything. But
well, of course, but like Steichen, I truly don't think he cares at all.
No.
KOC, he like looks, he kind of just got like a pretty great smile. I mean that dude's taken pictures before, so I think he's fine.
Vrabel looks like he's up to something. He looks like he knows something nobody else knows, and he's fucking smirking about it. He's like, I fucking know some.
And it's the posture with both hands on the knees like that, where it's like he's still trying to be like shoulder width apart almost. And yeah, no, he in his mind is thinking to himself like, oh my God, like looking around like, oh my, I'm going to run circles around this Miami Dolphins team. Like I don't even know what's going through his mind. And keep in mind, Hafley and Vrabel are very good friends. They're very good friends. So
yeah,
division rivals now. But
okay, all right. Now, Grant, on to the next little bit.
Yeah, Minter looks out of place, but yeah.
Of the episode here. Let's go into a little bit of a recap, I guess, of or breakdown, whatever you want to say. College basketball March Madness tournament. Been a week, a very crazy week.
An excellent. So you know what? I feel like we have to start off with the shot. Where I'm gonna have to start there. UConn. I'm trying to compare this to another moment. I can't think of another moment.
Jalen
like
Suggs.
This, where you are inbounding the ball with a lead. There's 10 seconds left. In theory, the game's over if you dribble it out. But
even if you get fouled, really.
Yes, yeah, foul like just like to turn the ball over in half court like that, and then essentially recreate the Villanova buzzer beater pass back behind the arc wide open. That whole sequence, that is why we march. That is why we march, everyone. Okay, that sequence right there. That's why this is the best turn. That's why this is the best thing we do as a country. March Madness ever. That's why this is the best thing we do as a country.
And also, that's to go to the Final Four. Like it wasn't like
to the Final Four.
It wasn't like it was a Sweet 16 game or 32. No. This is
not an opening weekend.
Yeah,
the 5.
This is to go to the Final
by the 12. No, it wasn't that. This is to go to the Final Four.
Like ridiculous, and also for UConn to overcome, I think a 15-point lead deficit.
It was 20 something. It's so like I'm pretty sure the largest comeback in NCAA tournament.
I get that Caden Boozer is getting a lot of shit for this. Like, yeah, you probably shouldn't have fucking done that, but he independently did not lose 15 points. Like,
no. And Caden Boozer's obviously gonna get a lot of shit today, and yeah, he's going to get a lot, especially from the Duke fans. You're going to see how quickly they turn on their own. Okay?
Very fast.
You're going to see how quickly they turn on their
own. Very fast.
But yeah, that shot kind of just reignited my love for sports in general. I rewatched that. I was saying, like, it's just not very often you get a moment like that where you're just rewatching all the angles over and over. You're just rewatching all the looks. And so I quickly just want to go over that. So first, the video of Bill Rafferty on the call is we almost lost. We almost lost Bill. Bill, he went through the 15 stages of emotions right there. I was going to go stages of grief, not exactly grief for him, but he went through every emotion right there you could possibly imagine. I also just quickly want to say credit to Grant Hill for keeping it together. If I watch Ohio State like lose on a moment like that and I was calling the game, I could not I could not reflect and be like, wow, what a shot for that kid. He hadn't made a shot all night. So I could not do that. So credit to Grant Hill. But the number one replay that we need to talk about is Dan Hurley's reaction to the shot.
Oh, yeah.
And
then instantaneous actions.
Immediately after his team hits that shot, he then does like the one thing you really cannot do to a ref, which is make physical contact with it. He literally goes up to the ref, dares him, call a tech on me after that shit. I dare you. Power to the ref.
He was quite literally
credit to the ref for not doing anything there, but wow, the stones on Dan Hurley to do that.
There might have been legitimately 1 inch of space between his nose and the nose of the ref.
Everett, we can confirm contact. Everett,
contact of the noses were made?
Of the foreheads, Everett. We can confirm that. Okay, I'm rewatching the tape right now.
He's got the film
one more time.
He's got
just
the
to
film.
Confirm. Yeah, I just need to see it one more time. That's contact. Dan Hurley's glasses get.
I don't know what that ref said to him or had done before in the game to warrant that either.
I don't think the ref. Oh, I don't think the ref did anything. I think that is Dan Hurley immediately. I think Dan Hurley, of all the college coaches, he'd be quite well aware of how the rules are for college basketball. His dad being a longtime coach, his brother being coaching forever, come from a big basketball family. So I'd imagine Dan Hurley's quite aware of the rules and what you're not allowed to do to a ref. So I think of all coaches, he would know. And I literally think that was his way of celebrating. I'm going to get in this ref's face, dare him to give me a tech.
Yes.
He's not going to do
He's just crazy. He's crazy.
That's confirmed. No hot takes here. He is a confirmed psychopath.
Yeah, I don't know.
No one's debating that.
I don't know what would happen if he actually did get teched in that situation.
It would have been the most Duke thing of all time. It would have been the most Duke thing ever.
And they get bailed out.
Yeah,
like it would have been actually reasonable and would have been
fully in bounds, like fully deserved a tech. And almost you agree. It's like if any other coach does that, they get a tech, but Dan Hurley is almost above it. That's also kind of what I'm thinking here. I think Dan Hurley's like maybe the only coach that can do that. And also the only coach that would try to do that, Izzo would never. Patino would never.
No. I mean, also
Calvin Sampson would literally never. So, that's another thing. Even Todd Golden, Florida would not do that shit.
I'm just trying to think,
Dusty May would not do that shit. So,
Rick Pitino would not do that.
No. Hell no.
Honestly, it would have to. I was gonna say it would have to be like one of those underdog teams, and it's just like their coach getting excited, but they wouldn't even do that. They're underdogs. They're underdogs.
They would not do that shit.
John Schneider wouldn't do that. Shire, not Schneider.
I literally think it's just Dan Hurley who would/could do that.
Maybe Self.
He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't. Most of those basketball coaches, although they are psychopaths, they would not like
that. Yeah,
physically.
I think if they were pissed off about something, it's different. Not out of excitement.
Bill out of excitement. Will be one of the first to drill into a ref's mind about a blown call. Not that. Maybe a little spit flies onto the ref in your tirade. Not counting that. I'm saying you make physical contact with the referee. I literally think it's just Dan Hurley. That's it. But that was an all-time moment there. Rewatching the clips over and over. Everett now is an Ohio State fan. I've been seeing this asked online, and I want to hear what you think.
Okay.
Is Duke basketball Ohio State football? Just countless times where you're right there on the edge and it's a disaster class loss. I think it's always going to be hard comparing college basketball because that's just so hard to win a national title in college basketball.
I think that you're close. but I don't think that it's the same. And the reason I say it's not the same is because I actually give more credit to Ohio State. Like, I think that Ohio State has been in more spots to win more consistently. And also, there's a difference in the tournaments, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's another thing. But Ohio State's been more consistent in that manner than Duke really has. And that is the one thing where I'm like, I have to give a little bit of credit to Ohio State for that. Like Duke is consistent. Duke has always been there, but like Duke will lose in the first round. It's not happening. Ohio State, if it loses in the first
So
round,
Ohio State.
for that to be comparative, it means Ohio State has to miss the playoffs.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah.
Like maybe you lose.
I was
maybe you lose to Michigan, and that's is a big thing. But like you can still make the playoffs. If Duke loses to UNC, it's probably in the tournament, and it's not a good look.
Yeah, that is a good point. So yeah, it'll always be tough comparing college basketball like that. It's so difficult to win a national title in basketball. So yeah, like it is a bit tough to compare. But that was something I saw recently, and that was making me think a little bit.
I mean, like it's not. I think it's the closest comparison you can make between the two sports, but I don't think that it is accurate.
No. Yeah, and my other thought was like Duke before Coach K was not a national blue blood powerhouse for basketball. Before Coach K, Duke basketball was not Duke basketball. And so on that thought, I want to like slightly compare it to Dabo Clemson in a way where it's like recent flash, lot of recent success, like relevancy now that may have not been there 40, 50 years ago. But like I would say though, the difference is post Coach K, Duke seems like they're going to remain there.
No, yeah, I agree with that.
Clemson, we don't know what this is going to be moving forward.
I would agree with that. I do think comparatively it's the best, Coach K to Scheider, and then you have Urban Meyer over to holy shit. I don't even know.
Honestly, that might be slightly better. Florida football. Florida football right now is obviously
but Florida football, like after Urban left, really went down the hill. Really. But they I don't think that's compared because Duke has still been successful overall. Just not.
Yeah, another thing is Coach K was at Duke for like 45 years coaching. So yeah, his impact's going to be made a little bit harder than
just a little bit,
just teeny bit more impact than some other guys, just based on length of service.
Yeah. But end all be all, I think it's the closest comp you have. Back to the tournament at total, rather than just talking about Duke and UConn. I mean, Purdue got slaughtered by Arizona. Illinois killed Iowa. Michigan killed Tennessee. Like all the other Elite Eight games really weren't that great. I think it's been a big trend this
recently
tournament too. It's like the first half's kind of close. First half's close. Second half, you just see those teams pull away. And honestly, like the Sweet 16 was much better, I think, overall. And like we had a little bit more of like surprise teams like Iowa beating Nebraska. Nobody thought that would happen. Tennessee beating Iowa State. I don't think many people thought Tennessee would be there, but once they beat Virginia, we're like, oh, maybe. But I think outside of that, like most of what happened, people thought like St. John's Duke was a good game, but I think
I'm honestly stunned Tennessee went on their run. I feel like for the past 4 years,
Purdue almost losing to Texas though was not how I thought that was going to go, and it made sense when Arizona kind of beat the brakes off Purdue, but Texas really did hang in there. Versus
like the thing about Texas is their team, like they had a good. I'm trying to find the right term. They had a good like combination of scoring output. So they could score from guards. They could score from they could score from their big man down low. Like they just had multiple routes to points, like not overly three reliant like Alabama is, not overly reliant on different things. Like they have ways of scoring and multiple different ways to get there. And that's something I really liked about Texas and kind of overlooked. But like they kept showing it throughout the rest of the tournament. And I think right now of our remaining teams, I was like trying to say this when we went over like predictions when we first recorded pre March Madness, but Arizona right now and Michigan, I think everyone's looking at them. That Final Four game, de facto national championship. Who wins that's going to win it all.
UConn obviously hung in there with Duke, but Duke's depth hadn't been there, and I think a lot of people are like, when are they going to lose in the tournament because of the depth? And UConn, like, yeah, cool. They did end up coming back of a 15-point deficit or whatever, and they won on a game-winning three. They were 1 for 18 in the first half from three, Grant. Like, you can't win games doing that, especially versus Arizona, Michigan.
Astonishing.
Illinois also, they killed Iowa, but like Iowa's not even comparatively in the same stratosphere as UConn is. This is going to be an interesting game.
I want to talk about that Houston game. I was beyond impressed with Illinois, how they played that. Like,
that game was fantastic. It was such a low scoring game too, though.
Go Houston, but in that sense, the game to start that first half was going Houston's way. It was scrappy. It was low scoring. I literally think both teams started 2 for 19 combined from the field.
I think
their first 19 shots.
I think combined. When I saw halftime, I think that
it was 2-0 at the 16-minute.
I think it was Houston. I think they had the most points between the two of them, and it was 25 points at halftime.
Well, I know Houston was down at half.
Maybe it was
they
Illinois
were down
then.
by like 1. It was,
but it was
24.
Like, yeah, it was low.
It was a gross, yucky game, and how it ended at the half, I thought it was about to flip Houston's way. Houston, they're like down 8, down 10, like 4 minutes left in the first half. Houston claws their way back in, hits a 3 as halftime expires to cut the lead to 1. When that happened, I was like, oh shit. Houston might just start rolling here. Next, first possession, second half, Houston comes out, gets like a steal or a block, quick transition to take the lead. I'm like, oh shit, buckle up. And I don't think Houston made another shot for the next 10 minutes after that moment. And then Illinois proceeded to go like 75% from 3 over the next 10 minutes. Yeah. I was so impressed with Illinois, how they were able to respond getting punched in the mouth. And then they still pulled away in the second half.
With that said, Grant, let's look forward here.
Beyond impressed.
And let's do a projection. Obviously, Final Four games are played on the 4th, and the final will be played on the 6th. So between all these, let's project each of those 2 games and then our final champion pick. I guess I can start. I'm going to stick with where my bracket's at right now. Originally, I think I said a week ago, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago now, I had Arizona winning my bracket. I originally had Michigan. I saw Michigan's efficiency dipping, so I switched it to Arizona. And then I made a new bracket that had Michigan winning it. Didn't put it in any group stages. That bracket right now is at 99.9%, Grant. It is a top 7,000 bracket in the world at 10,060 points. So
are you opting into this bracket to be?
I am opting into this bracket.
Well, how did the rest of this bracket go then?
Overall, missed.
How's your final? Well, no. Just what do you have? Final Four national.
Final Four matchups I have are UConn, Illinois, Arizona.
Well, I know you have it. But who do you have?
I have
the national
UConn beating Illinois and Michigan beating Arizona. Michigan winning it all with a total amount of points of 128. Low scoring game.
I think that's completely fine. This is just something in general, like in these Final Four games, they're now going to be playing in like a football stadium.
Yes.
So depth perception, never heard of it. Literally gone out the window. Like the first couple shots are always shaky as hell. But then also just in general, the second of a back-to-back, just whether it's your round of 32 matchup, your lead, just that second game of the weekend.
Here's the thing.
You see dead legs.
This is what I'm going to say.
I'm with that score.
This is what I'm going to say, though, Grant. Just looking at who Michigan's played this far. Howard, okay? Great, you made it to the tournament, didn't stand a chance. St. Louis gave them a fight for a little bit, ended up losing by 23 anyways.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, a
Yeah.
little bit of a okay.
Alabama, same way, a little bit of a fight, ended up losing by 13. Tennessee got slaughtered. They lost by 33. Grant, none of those teams are remotely close to being what Arizona is. And like, sure, Michigan, like, la-di-da, you get a little tune-up game, a little practice. You know, you're not super concerned probably once you get into the mid of the second half. Arizona's not going to be completely related at all to anything Michigan's played this far in the tournament. Meanwhile, Arizona's had to play Purdue. They've had to play Arkansas. Like, they've had a little bit more of tougher opponents in comparison. I'm not saying that Michigan's going to lose, but I do think that does credit to how you start off games. So it'll be interesting to see how this first half goes for Michigan compared to Arizona.
Yeah, I'd say if there's been a knock on Michigan recently, kind of how they were playing down the stretch, is that they were kind of just with their food. Like they're in close games at halftime that it should not be tight right now. And yeah, like a little bit of that pulling away issue. This is like one thing I'll say though, and you could tell by their record and how they are this year. But Michigan is always in the game at the end, if that makes they're never gonna get shit pumped. Like Michigan's never going to be down by 25 and need to claw their way back in like UConn. Like they'll just never be in that position. They might not be up 25 on a team ever in the first half also, but I like, just as an all-time Michigan hater over here, their team also kind of fits that mold of just a diverse scoring roster. They can score in many ways, and they are led by great players. Mara was getting exposed in those games. First against Alabama, Mara, that dude is just not conditioned enough to play against Alabama. So getting slightly exposed there, but I think good news for them is that Arizona and how they play. These teams, I think they match up well together. It's pretty even in how they're played. They have a big man presence down low, ultimately led by a scoring forward, but their guards can still shoot it and get you points when needed. Like both these teams, just like diverse scoring, multiple different routes to points. And yeah, I'm still gonna go with Arizona. I've had them over Michigan, like in all my things, so I'll stick with that. But I don't feel good about it in the slightest.
No, I mean whoever wins that game will win the tournament. That is fully my mind. That is fully my mind. So,
de facto natty here.
Yeah. So. Yes, I agree with that. Sucks, but you know it is what it is. So
now UConn, Illinois, I really feel like that can go either way. I'm gonna go with UConn though, just like kind of fan Grant speaking. Like I just don't know the next time Dan Hurley's gonna get a group to make. I mean, I have UConn. I'm a fan of Dan Hurley's antics, so I'm gonna root for UConn. I mean,
UConn also like UConn has a squad. Like their team is good. Like it's not like they are just kind of like going down the stretch and like, yeah, it's a name brand school like that for basketball, but like, they don't really have anybody. Like they have guys and they've beaten Duke, they beat Michigan State. Like they have had to fight to get where they are way more than a lot of other like teams have. So like you get this far, why I just don't see them losing this. I do see them losing against whoever comes out of Arizona, Michigan, but it doesn't make sense for them at this point versus where they've been to drop.
Yeah, my thing with UConn has kind of been a theme the whole year is their 3-point shooting and just how that's like limited them in a lot of games.
Talk about a theme.
Right now, solo ball, I think he's broken. Like
he missed a free throw that was to go and to possibly make it a one-score game.
Yeah, like solo ball, I thought he was the one player on this team going into the year that had to have taken that a significant leap for UConn to be a 1 seed again and like a natty contender. Solo Ball has just not lived up to the footing at all. He is just not looking good out there. Uh, so yeah, I don't see how exactly they do it. I don't see how they beat Illinois, but I'm still gonna pick them to do it. Yeah.
Um, okay. All right, Grant, is there anything else related to college basketball, baseball, anything like that before we go and wrap up the episode here?
Just quick MLB thing I want to wrap up with. Great opening weekend for the Dodgers. Boys looked hot and fighting back specifically, showing some fight in the mid to late innings. But the one thing I wanted to specifically harp on was potentially the one that got away over the weekend. Uh, the number one non-Dodger that I was just constantly seeing about was one Munetaka Murakami.
Yep.
And how he has started his MLB career. In his first 3 games in the MLB, Munetaka Murakami has homered in all 3 of the games. He's having like the perfect start you could possibly ask for, possible for him. I just want to point out how the contracts line up. Yes, Munetaka will be a free agent as Max Muncy's contract expires. So, maybe we're a little bit of a lack of buyer, the opposite of buyer's remorse. Buyers wish we bought.
Excitement?
Shit, we probably should have bought. That right now, maybe going through Freeman's head, looking at how Munetaka's playing, he is living up to the billing of Japanese Max Muncy, okay? It is bombs and walks, okay? That's what he does. He's living up to the billing right now, and maybe we should have signed him for 2 years, $20 million. That seemed like a pretty good deal. A lot to see. A lot.
But Max
left.
is the guy, Grant. Max is their guy.
But the rumor has been that he can't hit fastballs, and he is golfing fastballs. Okay, he is Bryson DeChambeauing these fastballs, okay? Bombs, hitting bombs, okay? So, yeah, Munetaka, we will continue monitoring, keep an eye on him. Let's see how this one plays out, but yeah. And also, shout out the automated ball strike challenge clips.
Oh, yeah.
The clips of the umps just getting so pissed of the challenge, and then the umps just clearly wrong. I mean, that's electric.
My favorite thing is that the A's, I think, were the only team to not use the challenge system like over the first
Does
2
their
games
minor league stadium not even have it?
And no, I think that they do,
Okay.
but they just didn't do it when they had I saw a clip of it, and it was just like the ump clearly just missed 18 calls against them. They're just like, oh, it's fine. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right.
It's okay.
We're the Sox.
And I don't know which game it was the other day that had
We're the A's.
That had some just get overturned on 6 straight calls, just straight embarrassment.
Yeah. I believe it was in it was Eugenio Suarez. So I think the Reds were playing.
Yeah, I think it was the Reds, but
punched him out strike 3 twice in a row. Batter challenges both. They're just clearly balls,
and he gets walked.
Yeah, that's
just electric. Ridiculous.
That is electric.
It also, though, I guess talking about umps. Only other thing to mention is that we are likely going to have new refs in the NFL this offseason for this season because of the stalling in the refs union with the NFL. And Grant, those refs are said to be D1, D2, and D3 refs that they're going to bring up from the minor league system, I guess.
It cannot be SEC refs because if you rain down beer cans on the stadium, they will overturn the call. People really forget.
It could be a serious problem.
Wow.
It could be a serious problem.
The Texas fans reversed a call, guys. We really can't let that one. We can't live that one down. That one is what?
But
what? If you just bitch loud enough, they'll reverse the call. What?
The only other thing, Grant, I'm going to end with this. This is a message to the Dodgers entertainment staff, I guess. We got to get a new trumpet player for Edwin Diaz. We got to be a new trumpet
and
person.
Let's not do this every game. let's not
Like I'm all
like
for entrances, but like you can just play the song.
just play the song. I don't think Edwin asked for it. I don't think Edwin wants that. I think if anything, he's like, please stop doing this. I do not want unnecessary attention.
Like I guess they probably paid for the rights to the song, so that's like we're just gonna play it. But like we don't need a live trumpet. Like
Now
please.
you bring up a good point there. From what I've heard, like I don't think there's copyright issues with like a stadium playing a song.
It's technically not the
I
stadium
I don't
though. It's
but like it might show up on the broadcast, but like
I mean,
it's not
I
the
don't
broad.
know. I don't know enough
You know what I'm
about it,
saying?
but the
It's
general
not
point,
like Fox is like play the song.
regardless, we're not going to get into the legal side of all of it, but regardless, we just need not that Trump. It's just not good. It's not good.
Just play the song.
It's
Just play
not
the
good.
song.
Yeah,
Just play the
I'm
song.
really more. I would rather do that.
Yeah, I don't think Edwin wants it.
Yeah.
So
But with that, Grant, we're going to wrap up here. So thank you guys so much for watching, listening, raise 5 stars. You can find us on Spotify, TikTok, Twitter, and on Instagram at Waterboy Pod. You can follow me again on Twitter at Everett and at Waterboy Grant. We post those episodes on YouTube and all podcast platforms every week. So make sure to subscribe and turn notifications so we single episode. We also post exclusive content on TikTok and on Instagram as well. So make sure to check us out there so you don't miss anything else. And with that, we will see you guys in the next episode. Waterboys out.